What's up, man? Welcome. Give it a little second. Let everyone get in here. I'll set up my questions section. How's Thursday night been? Alrighty. Got our questions ready. Let's get into it. Thanks, everyone, for jumping in nice and early. All right. So MB starts it off. Hastings to Manu, a good trade, or are we thinking it's sideways? So personally, I'm going to give Hastings a week. I feel like we waited. The reason we held him last week was that we were going to give him a chance, and if it all works out great, then he gets to play in round 17, right? And we get a good score from him, and he was killing it, getting those 50s. And if we think that he can get back to that, then that's the theory with Hastings. If you think that his foot's not going to get any better, then you may as well trade him now. But if you think you can potentially wait a week or two on him and see what happens, and then we can make that decision from there heading into round 17. But let me know your guys' thoughts on that one. I'm personally going to hold him. We got a few other issues which we'll speak about in a second once everyone kind of jumps in. We'll talk about guys like Cotter and Haas and potentially a few others that might not back up as to what we're going to do with them, for example. But yeah, good question, MB, on that one. Maxi, Shackley, Jamie, can you rank these pickups in order? We got Maddo, so Ryan Madison, Frizzell, Clemmer, and Tarpany. So I think Tarpany's a pretty interesting one, right? But the issue with him is not playing in 17, and that's going to be the same with Maddo. I think for Ryan, for example, we can wait until potentially round 18, or I think 18 for him will be perfect. So he's going to play that like 30 to 50 minutes for the Blues, for example. And look, he didn't have as much, I suppose, impact as he has had for the Eels, for example, that he did for New South Wales. But I think we can wait till 18 for him. And I think Clemmer, I'm going to rank number one, and then we'll go. I think we can go Tarpany just because he's only going to miss the one game, for example, and then we'll go Frizz and Maddo last. But post round 17, Maddo is going to be the number one priority. So however you want to play that one, go for it. And all fancy lads, is Hassel going to lose money? Got Origin, hurt his shoulder again, and be break even of 70 odd. All right, there's enough people on here. We can talk about Hass right now. So looks like he's going to be out this game. Obviously, a little bit of an issue in regards to his shoulder. So it's going to be this round at a minimum in round 17 and probably going to be 18 as well. So I think the rule of thumb here, if you've got 13 trades or above, then you can move him on. If you have anything less than that, it's going to be very hard to be able to bring him back into your side. So I think that's the decision you have to make with Payne. And if you think that he can do, if you think that it's not worth just trading him out at all and just holding him steady, then that's completely fine as well. But I can understand why people will move him on. Like for my team, for example, sitting there without IPAPs, I'm personally probably going to trade Haas to IPAPs as an only way to get him now, for example, just because of the price is so high. So if I can get Reed Mane and also Isaiah Papali'i, that would be a good idea. So just keep it up to you what you want to do with Haas. That's the general thoughts from my side of things there. See Nura, meow. Thank you. Mr. Lachlan, I'm doing well, thanks. It's Thursday afternoon already. Crazy stuff. I got our basketball game tonight. I'm excited for that. Since I come back from the US with 2 in a row, so let's try and make it 3. I think we've got a tougher team tonight. The last 2 weren't too incredible. I'm hitting some threes though. Unlike my poor Golden State Warriors today. Tough times. We'll bounce back. Thursday will be better with the footy. It sure would be, Hunter. But I think we need to give a couple of guys a bit of a rest after Origin, especially the Cowboys. They were absolutely incredible. The Cowboys boys. I just read Toddy Payton said that how he was probably the happiest New South Welshman after that game, considering all of his players played for Queensland. So yeah, good stuff to those boys, and nice to give them a rest. Potentially, it looks like we're going to have Cotter out and Jeremiah Nanai would be my general thoughts on that. It looks like Holmes will probably play, and Dearden's obviously going to come back and play as well. So that's that. I love the stuff, Jamie. Thank you very much. Dylan Brown or Hughes. So Hughes and Brown obviously both playing in round 17. I think Brown's the one in more form for sure. And Hughes, I think I want to watch him for a couple of weeks and I could potentially pick him up in a 16-17 kind of scenario as well. Guys, if you're on here, we've got 90 people. My goal was to try and sneak our best ever live stream. It's obviously a pretty good time here at 5:30. If we can chuck this in the Discord or in any of the Facebook groups, if you guys could do that, that would be sick. We'll probably roll for about half an hour. So you got time just to share this, that would be awesome. I'd thank you very, very much for that one. Zaki, Haas potential trade out, free up money for other guns. Yeah, like the only reason you're trading him out is if he's going to miss a bunch of games, right? Because otherwise you're just holding him because he's clearly he's averaging 62 for the year. So one of the best players in the game, and I personally want to keep him, but there's obviously a time and a place for guys that are going to be out for multiple weeks. So that's the issue with Haas and why we would look to potentially sell him. Hastings, I'm holding, Maxi. I hope the Cowboys win tomorrow as well. How funny is it they've won 7 of their last 8 games, and the one game they lost 22-0 to the Panthers? Shows how far ahead Penny Panthers are at this point of the season, that's for sure. Even though their boys didn't play very well last night. Very, very interesting. Savage or Ramsey? I would personally be going for Ramsey. I just see Savage only getting a couple of more weeks in the starting side with CNK coming back. That's my main focus or main issue with Savage. If you picked him up last week or the week before, then you've obviously done pretty well. But yeah, that's the thoughts on Savage. Ramsey, obviously a little bit more expensive, but it's his spot now to lose, right? If he has a bunch of good games, he's going to keep the spot. If he has a couple of bad games, he could obviously lose that chance. But is what it is on that one. I'd probably pick Ramsey first. Jay, cheer my bro, up the Queenslanders. They did well, man. They had a really, really good game. I can't say anything about that. Again, the debutants killed it, and also Munster and DCE really led them around the park well. Hines and Arella did Reece Walsh to Ramsey and Tungo to Clemmer. Thoughts? I think that's solid, man. But if you've got Walsh here, I feel like you're just holding him now and hoping that he comes good. Obviously, the Warriors up against the Sharks this week could be a little bit of a tough one. But yeah, if I've got Walsh, I'm personally holding him. But completely up to you what you want to do with that one. Thoughts on Origin? Jump in the Discord group, Brenko. I actually did a nice synopsis in the general chat. If anyone could maybe screenshot that and repost it, that would be cool. But yeah, just general thoughts. I think the debutants are great. Queensland did really, really well. Cook, Teddy were great. And Whiten were the 3 standouts for New South Wales. I just think the kick pressure on Cleary was great. And yeah, they just nullified a lot of the quick play the balls, which was the biggest win. When Carrigan came on, for example, they really quick play the balls. Cotter was great through the middle, playing big minutes, allowing other guys to kind of have shorter stints and come out and dominate. So yeah, well done to Queensland. It's going to be a fun series. I can see it going 1-1 heading into the third and go from there. All right. Thoughts on Starling to Reedy, Carraz to Mam, and Butcher to Dillbags? I think it's pretty solid, man. Okay, so there's recent news has come out on Tyson Gamble as well. So the talk around Tice is that it's stress fracture, which is obviously not great and could be an extended layoff. So if that's the case, I think we're going to see some extended time for Ezra Mam. And with him at a minimum, fairly cheap, 300-ish K, 315, he's going to be playing in round 17. So we're going to get some price rises from him. We should be able to get a decent score, a decent score from him in round 17. Obviously, a couple of the next few weeks. I think there's a chance that he's going to have a few 25, 30s, etc. But the potential to score the odd try, you're really good on the left side for Reynolds, and in a team that's doing pretty well, he could help dominate that. Dominate for that team basically. So I think Mam could be a solid one for sure. And that's it. Daniel, hey Jamie, how you doing? Big man, who is the best captain option considering a lot of Origin players might not play 80 minutes? So we spoke about Isaiah Papali'i. I spoke about Nico Hines being the 2 kings. If you can do that, great. Angus Crichton could be another one, I'd say. If you have any other suggestions, guys, chuck them in the comments there. Come on, the Dragons. Nah. Jake Fraser, 11 trades left. Should I go Trebojevic or Peebles to Mam? I'm assuming you've got Jake Trebojevic. I would personally go... If you can go Peoples to Mam, that's fine as a sideways trade. I think that's fine. If you want to get Jake Trebojevic down to Mam and upgrade elsewhere, that could be a solid one. It depends how many deep DMPs you got. I spoke about that in the Panda. And anyone asking about like when my trades video is coming, we have the lockout tomorrow night. So just wait, we'll be fine. Just doing this tonight. I got a bit of spare time, so we can do it tonight instead of tomorrow. Yeah, so just I spoke about in the analyzing teams video, guys, was just around if you have 2 to 3 guys that are non-playing or those real cheap guys in your emergencies, I would personally be trying to move them on, or at least one of them, to drop it down to 1 or drop it down to 2 only. If you can get to 0, even better, because that means you're going to have more players playing in round 17, right? And you're going to score better. You're going to make some more cash. So if you've got 3 there sitting, you've got David Moale, you've got a Schiller or a Va'alea, something like that, then that's obviously going to cause a few issues for you. So generally, I'd be looking to get that down to about 1. What to do with Tass? So Tass could be traded as well, the same as what we're talking about with like Peoples. I don't see him getting a spot in round 17, so that's the main issue with him. Reynolds or Munster? Reynolds this week, Munster in around 18 or 19. That would be the theory there. Munster's going to be a better scorer just overall, so that's that. Ramsey or Raymond, who would you go for? Obviously, Raymond a little bit more expensive. I think Raymond's going to score a bit better, but Ramsey's going to have a little bit of wing fullback cover for you. It's up to you what you want to do with that one there. Is Tungo to Tamalolo sideways or just bad because JT doesn't play 17? Well, they both don't play 17. Jason's going to score better and is only a little bit more expensive. So I think Jace is obviously a great trade-in, and Tungo is not a keeper. I think he's just out of that maybe top 4, top 5 for the centres. And I think that, if you've got Burton, you've got Aitken, these types of guys, and then Tungo is a little bit expendable. You can move him on. Jimathon making no trade this week, just holding Tungo for another week. That's sweet, man. If you can do that, really good, and you can do some, make some good trades heading into the next few weeks. Mr. Lachlan, thoughts on the Blues? I don't understand how they lost with the amount of Panthers players they had. The Panthers players probably were their worst players. So Cleary was not happy with how he played. He said it'll be better, which is fair. He'll bounce back for sure. But Isaiah Yeo, I don't know if there's anything to with the knock, or he just had obviously a turnover. He had a couple of average passes and just a few things didn't go his way at the start, for example. And Luai kind of came into his own the last 20 minutes, but it was really just running around and trying your best. But yeah, one of those games for him. They'll be better. Queensland are good, man. They've got you got Ponga who stands out better for Queensland than he does for the Knights, and you've got a bunch of guys that really step up, and they've got a great culture they have for so many years. That's why they've beaten us so many times. All right, so Hunter, Starling to Reedy, Tungo to Mam, Jackson to IPAPS. I would hold Jackson, mate. This week, I think he's going to be fine. Yeah, he got 54 last week, doing a great job. So, yeah, that's that on that one. All right, we have a lot of questions. Let's get this going. Start moving a little bit faster. All right. Thoughts on selling Haas to Clem since Haas won't play this week, and then round 17, Clem is a keeper with these scores. You think I should get IPAPS this week or wait a week and go Tungo or Butcher to him? I'm happy for you to wait a week. If you can get straight up to him, then that's fine if you want to. But I think that the Clem trade in could be great. If you can go Haas straight to IcePaps, then that would be good as well. Okay. Stedsy, Campbell to Mam or Mulatalo? Gamble stress fracture 1 month. It could be longer than that, it sounds like. So I think the Mam trade-in's fine now. I was a bit worried about him, but I think he's going to be a much better scorer. All right. Evening, bro. Thoughts on Clem's minutes with Man back? I don't think Man really affects Clem too much, but when you've got Daniel Saifidi out, on and off, he's going to be in and out. I think Clem's still going to go great, but there's every chance that he could lose a few minutes. I don't know if Man's going to be the guy to steal them. Someone's going to have to take a few minutes from Randall, I think, unless he's going to play 80 again. And if he does play 80, then that causes a little bit of issue with the minutes on the bench, and Clem could have a couple less. So just be aware of that if you're trying to bring him in. And bring in Reedy for Starling is fine. Reece Walsh to Ramsey and Tungo to Clem, good trades. Yeah, again, we spoke about that. Hey, Jamie, I'm thinking of getting DCE. He's only going to be out one more round this season. He would be out regardless of origin because of bye. Also need to get rid of Starling. Any options? Yeah, I think that's a great opinion. Great option there because DCE pretty much always backs up for the Manly guys. So he's a great one. He's going to be a top 2, top 3 half there. So, perfect there. Joshua, if I could go Max King to Moses, would you? Or is Max King a hold? Max King is a hold until Tavita comes back and potentially steals some of his minutes. So I think you can wait a tad on that one. Pat back next week as well. You think he's a buy? I think I'm gonna leave Pat for a week or two. I think potentially round 17 could be an awesome spot to bring in Pat there. I think that would be it. NJ, can't wait to see a trade video this week. It's gonna be interesting. Are we going to be doing the 2 trades? We're going to be going 3 or 4. We're going to be doing 1. But yeah, we'll work that out. That'll be fun. Hey, bro, sorry if it's already been asked, but head-to-head, who'd you pick up this week, Havili or RFM? Havili for head-to-head this week. I'd go Havili. I think he has more money to make this week. And then RFM, you can wait a week on him and potentially pick him up because, again, round 17 is not an issue. So both on your radar for sure if you want some guys to make some cash. Aubrey, hey, when do we find out who's backing up the Maroons? Tomorrow, hopefully. I think the Panthers boys said Saturday. So, yeah, we're just trying to work that out as you go, unfortunately. Try and set up your trades accordingly and give yourself some room that if things happen, you can move things around. Thoughts on Murray? Is he a pick up now or wait till Origin's over? I think Murray will, considering he's going to be playing about that 50 to 60 minutes in Origin, I think he'll be backing up. So he'll only miss the one game. If you want to pick him up now, I think at that price, if you have ice perhaps, you could go Murray. I actually thought about him when I was looking at it today for sure. Cotter for Dally M, up the cows. He was incredible, man. So impressed by that guy. So happy he's on my team. It's great to have those kind of workers on your squad, man. It's so exciting. You reckon Edwards is on the up and Stephen Crichton is going to go backwards and lose me a bit of money maybe? So do you recommend trading him soon? I think you can trade Crichton, man. I don't know if I'd go for Dylan Edwards, but I think Crichton's a trade out. Has to Clem for Aussie Autos. Yeah, it's okay. Have 11 trades selling Payne to Clem. Do you think I'll still go for it? Yeah, it's fine. But I would you could also hold Haas if you've got the cover this week. If you've got good 17, then that's fine as well. Is only having 10 trades after this round good enough? 10 trades after the round is fine, not before the round. Also don't have ice paps. Yeah. Sorry, but are you going to keep Nanai? I don't have Nanai, but I would. Okay, talking about him, it looks like he might be out for at least a few weeks, and then he'd probably be out in 17 as well. So I think Nanai, unfortunately, with that low break even, is a trade now. Okay, Paul Wickets. Not sure if you've answered this. What's your question? Sell Cotter. Sell Cotter. I feel like it was last week and last week only. I generally thought that he wasn't going to play this week, and great chance that still doesn't happen. So personally, Cotter's probably a hold now. I think he'll miss this week, and then I think he'll miss round 17. So if you've got him now, he's going to be a gun, man. We're going to want him back in our squads. You're going to want him next week. He's going to play massive minutes through the middle. You're going to want him in 16 massive minutes through the middle. So up to you if you're going to do that. Are you going to post a team list video? I did do a team list video, Andy. Dear minutes. Cotter and Haas to Garrick and Reed. I think that's solid. Problem with Haas is his injury. He's losing money faster, probably getting back in cheap round 19. Yeah, he could potentially do that. Holding Cotter's sweet too. Infinite Cricket, 2 questions. One is Haas to sell or not. Seen a bunch of people selling him, so I'm tired on what to do. Trying to follow everyone else, by the way, mate. Just either listen to me, listen to Talking League Boys, whoever you want to listen to in this world. But just trying to look at what other teams are doing, based on what, because every team's different, right? Based on what you need and how many trades you have, for example. So if you've got the lower amount of trades, then potentially hold him. If you have more, you could trade him, for example. Ezra or Ramsey, I think Ezra's probably the man this week. If you're buying 2 cheapies, then both would be fine. Tonga to May, or Tonga and May? No? I wouldn't be trading in May. If that's Mam, maybe, yeah. Starling to Reed, Wiley to RFM, 11 trades after these are made. If you got 14 coming into this week, that's pretty solid, man. Gets rid of Wiley. What's better, Haas to Clemmer or King and May to Savage and Ice Babs? King. Joshy, Maxi King? Nah, I'd be holding him for now. Hold King and May. What trades did you make this week for your team? Haven't decided yet. I'm thinking about a few. Jack Thieves, glasses, Jamie equals arousement, 10,000. Thanks, Jackie. Appreciate it. Just looking out for the eyeballs, guys. I got given with me with the health fund. Got some sunnies and also some of these reading ones for computers because I'm all that effort I'm doing, crunching the numbers, trying to pick up all those find those amazing pickups for you guys. So that's the reason for the glasses. I can see well. Just protecting the eyeballs. Is Haas out? Looks like he will be. Raymond or Ramsey? Ramsey probably this week with the lower break even. Raymond, you can wait a week. Hey, Jamie, keep Max King or bring in McInnes. Keep Max King. Try and bring in McInnes as well. Can make trade now with cash in the bank or hold off a couple of weeks. Hold off a couple of weeks. Footy tomorrow. DA Panda. So you wanted a shout out. There you go. Loving seeing you in here in the comments on a regular basis. Good man. Zentul, Tavanga, to Clemmer or Angus. Ooh, Clem for, if you're wanting him as a round 17 player, he plays every game from here on in. So that's the way to go there. Hi, Jamie. Thoughts on Starling to Reed, Has to IPAPs, Peoples to Mam. 13 trades down to 10 with those and a bit in the bank. Yeah, lock it in. Tungo and Lukey to Burton and Ramsey. All right. Lukey, I think, is probably a hold this week, but Burton in is really, really cool. So, yeah, just go for it, DA. McInnes or Reedy, don't need cover. Who's going to score better this week? I think they're both going to score the same. I'm calling 55 from both of them. Let me know what you guys think around that one. If Pap isn't picked for State of Origin, he's my number one target for 17. He won't be in Origin. No chance. Zero chance. Haas is out. Yeah, Paulie. Looks like it will be. Hey, mate, not sure if you answered this already. How many plays is ideal for round 17? Anywhere from 10 to 13 again, Harry, is going to be the goal. We just don't want to stop any progress in making your best final team. Just be aware of that. All right. Thoughts on Reedy? Yeah, trade in this week. Best option. Lockouts tomorrow night, DA. Got 350 in the bank after getting Ramsey for Starling. Should I now trade Butcher and get Ice Paps or trade Taff for a Josh Jackson, Tohu Harris? Oh, wow, that's a cheeky one. I would probably do the second one first and try and build up to IPAPs. Just getting rid of Taff is a great option, I think. Is Taff still a hold, bro, or sell him to a cheapie? You can sideways swap him only if you've got more than 12 trades. Jay? Aussie Autos, I have IPAP, Haas, Cotter, Lolo, Angus, Tohu, Elliott, and King. Yeah, no more mids and edges for you. Any life for Jack Bird could average at least 40s and would finally get rid of Peoples. I see that, but you want to bring in guys that are going to make you money, right? So mid-range, a lower mid-range, or a cash cow guy that's going to make you money, right? Or you're looking to bring in a keeper that you're not going to touch for the rest of the season. And Jack Bird is neither of them. That's why I would personally stay away from Jackie Bird, for example. And he hasn't had a great season in terms of scoring, and he's in a team that isn't terrific, let's be honest. So, yeah, that's the theory on him. Nano, I think, is a trade, unfortunately. Reed's a buy. All right, let's go back one. Cool. Who would you choose between Lola and McInnes? I'd go McInnes. Jason Saab, potential option. I looked on Footy Stats, and he's I think up 1% in ownership. Silly thing. I hope those guys are in the top 5,000. They won't be, but do Origin players play around 17? No. They play 15 though, so there's a game after round 15. There'll be a standalone week, I believe, if it's the same as last year. Do you support the Cows and New South Wales? That is correct. I'm from New South Wales. I just liked watching the Cowboys play when I was like 10. It was Matt Singh, Josh Hannay, Matty Bowen, JT's first year, I believe, in 04. And then once, their attack was brilliant. I just love watching them play. And then that year they made the semis, I believe. And then 2005, they made the grand final, obviously. And unfortunately lost that one. But obviously I was hooked then, right? There was no chance for me to be changing teams. I was Thurston in 05. There you go. Cheers, Brady. So there you go. So we made the semis without JT, and then he moved over in 05, and we made the final. So that was that. That's what stuck me there. Obviously, I wasn't going to change to be a Queenslander. But yeah, that's the story. At what point would you say Curran would be a trade? When he gets back to 60 plus minutes, Taylor. His Haas going to be out. Looks like it's Sub or Ramsey. Don't talk about Sub. Ramsey or Mam is the way to go. Campbell starting. Starling. Campbell and Starling to Reed Money and Savage. Solid. Yeah, cheers, Aussie Autos for helping him out. Hastings to Moses, any good? I'm personally holding Hastings. You can trade him if you want, but that's my opinion. Is Teddy a captain option with them playing Storm? Surely he has to back up. Yeah, but against Storm, you don't really want to pick him anyway. And backing up, could play limited minutes, might be a bit tired, may not get the tackle breaks that we're looking for. So that's that. Louis, you're a plug, G. Always releasing videos. Thank you, my bro. You're welcome. I'm glad you know how much you guys are loving them. I'll keep uploading. That's for sure. I won't know what to do with myself when the season's over, to be honest. I'm going to have to stop doing some videos. But there's going to be some cool things coming up, guys, around December and January. We will, for being on here, the 108 of you that are on here, appreciate you guys being here a lot. What we will be doing is releasing our, first singlet with some logos on there. We're going to update the logo, which will be really cool. So that's going to be a big part of Jamie workouts, big part of around December and January. So yes, there'll be limited videos, and obviously you guys will be asking for some content in January. But I think through December we'll try and we've got some cool things brewing in terms of meetups and stuff like that as well. So I hope you guys are excited to meet everyone in this community, because that is going to happen next year. There's going to be a few meetups a year in different places. We're going to go across Australia, wherever, depending where the group is, the most people, and there is going to be a meetup in New Zealand as well. So I can't wait for that, guys, and I can't wait for all of you guys to meet each other, and I can't wait to meet you guys as well. So that's the little bit of alpha. If you're in on this, watching this live stream now, that's going to be happening over Christmas there and the New Year, so we can get those singlets out to you guys, and we can rep the NRL Fantasy Analysis crew, and can't wait to meet you all. So that's that. Thoughts on McCulloch, mate? No. Is Wishart a trade out? He might play this week, actually. Floyd Respector. Hey, mate, what's your thoughts on Haas to DCE and Taft to McInnes? Yeah, decent, man. Will Curran affect Tohu minutes? I think Tohu's fine. Best options under 588. Just jump into that video I made in terms of the cheaper guys in the mid-range. A few guys in there, Havili and stuff. DA Panda, why do you think you can't come to the meetup? I think it'd be fine. It's going to be for all ages. We're not worried about over 18 or anything like that. We'll sort that out. Who'd you trade first over Edric? Oh, you got Edric Lee and Tass. Get rid of Edric. Come on. But Tass isn't playing, so if you want to do that, that's fine too. Roosters have the same bench as last week. Do you think Butcher's minutes will change? I'm hoping they change. I'm going to give it another chance, to be honest. Jamie, what should Freddie do to win game 2? I just think they have to make sure they give Cleary a bit of space to actually kick, and just make sure they're focusing on getting quicker play the ball. So obviously that's just finding your front as a big one. And what Queensland did well was they held up well. Like Payne has got a lot of post contact meters, but that was slow post contact meters. He'd get the 8 or 10 meters, but they'd hold him up for a long time, get the defense set, and they couldn't set up perfectly for the next play. And you saw in the last 20 minutes, they were getting a bunch more quick play the balls. Cook could get our dummy half, play with Teddy in and around the ruck there and do really well. But just to focus on the quick play the ball. I think starting with Murray would be ideal, because he is the king of the quick play the ball. But that's that. That's my 2 cents. Rocco Strawberry, good man. Thank you for being here again. I know my goal is to beat you, but you're not too far behind me now. I'm coming, Mitty. Don't you worry. Should I trade Starling to Reedy, or Tungo and Starling for Havili and Papali'i? I think the second one's pretty good, man. I'd potentially go that, and you can use Havili as some hooker cover. Tungo and Lukey to Burton and Ramsey. Both, I think we went through that. Yep, go for it. Thoughts on Madison head-to-head? Lock him in head-to-head, man. Awesome pickup. Thoughts on sell between Haas and Cotter? Haas first, I'd say. Cotter is going to miss the same amount of games. Lockie Smith, the legend, finally caught one. Good to have you here. Cheers, mate. Best hooker under 905 for Stars. I think Reedy's the way to go. Anyone here agree that Coates is the most overrated fantasy player this season? I never rated him. Not many people rated him, but he only had the one good game, let's be honest. I spoke about my thoughts on game 1. I've also had a little post in there. If you want to jump back early in the video, Flawless, I spoke about him there as well. Cotter's confirmed out. Okay, thanks, NRL Fantasy lads, for that. Should I trade Haas, Starling, and Tungo for Reedy, Paps, and Ramsey? Yep. Should I trade Nanai or Ben Chavoyevich or Tamari Martin or Nat Butcher or all of them? Yeah, good work. Nanai, I think, is going to be a sell, unfortunately. Ben Chavoyevich is probably a sell also, and Starling. So they're the 3 I would be going for. Captain Hines, Cleary, Munster, or DCE? Hines. That's what I'm doing, so up to you guys. What do you want to do with that one? Tamalolo is a decent buy. Thoughts on whether Frizzell will make Origin over Sims Martin. I don't see Frizzell coming back in. I think that they'll stick pretty close to what they played now. They just have to fix their game plan and work harder, basically. Who'd you recommend? We'll say work harder. They work so damn hard. Both teams did, but just a slight change in the game plan. Would you recommend between Lolo and McInnes? I would go McInnes first, man. Any thoughts on Sean Lane as a pod? Yeah, but up and down. He'll annoy you, I'd say. You'll get 35 and you'll get 65. It's like 48 average or something. Yeah. Bringing Clem or Reedy, I have hooker cover, by the way. Clem, I think, will score better, if I'm being honest. Reedy or Robson, I know Reedy plays round 17, but Robson can possibly make up for the points he'll miss in round 17. Robson's been great, man. If you want to pick him up as well, I completely understand that. I can see them averaging a similar amount. So that's that. Do we think Peoples will get a spot in round 17 and why? I think he's a chance, and I don't know if that's worth waiting if it's just a chance. Starling, Walters, Peoples, Reed, Fatala Mariner, Mam or Ramsey, / Mam or Ramsey. All of them are good trade outs, man. I think that's fine. You get one gun, which you didn't have before, and then you've got 2 cheapies, which can make some cash. Is Ponga worth a punt? No. Matthew Tassie looks like the Aussie Clark Kent. I'll take that for sure every day of the week. Thank you. Wilson Averillo and Will Kennedy. Do not touch Will Kennedy. He's had 2 negatives in a row. If you trade him in, he gets a negative, you're going to cry your eyes out. We don't want to see that. We really don't want to see that from a grown man. Do you think Tyler Mariner is worth it? I think he's decent. Currently 17 trades. Do I sell Haas? Yes. 17. Hell yeah. Is Teddy a captain option? Should back up against the Storm? No, we spoke about that. All right, let's get a few more questions, guys. I've got about 1 minute. I've got to head off to work quickly. Got the shout out. Yes, you did, DA. All right, a few more to go. Let's see if there's anything new in here. Stephen Crichton can be traded out. Can I go Ilias Samam if I'm head-to-head? Head-to-head, yes. Do that, Sammy. That's a good idea. Ilias should be gone for head-to-head, guys. Trade out Grant 2 weeks ago. Do I go Haas to Grant with no hooker cover? I'd wait on Grant. I'd wait till he comes back in round 18. Still got Pangai here selling out. I would have sold him a few weeks ago. You can hold if you want, but he's out 17 and potentially out this game, so I'd sell, man. I don't think he's a clear-cut keeper in the mids. Hastings, a man, which gives me $350 in the bank, so I can go butch the iPad next week, or even if you can do that this week, I think that's a lock-in. Yeah, you can play, man. They might score the same, him and Hastings, and then you get ice paps. Legend. Thanks, bro. It's Bison. Welcome. Thanks, Brady. Jamie, Nat Butcher. Doggy supporter, so I know. Okay. Yeah, good call, Brady. All right. Do you have an idea when Pap's back? Looks like next couple of rounds. Well, okay, yay. Logo singlet. Can we have a kid size? Yeah, I think we'll see who wants them, and then we'll do the sizing from then. So it might take a few weeks, but we'll work it out. I don't know. I'm not in that game, but I'll do some learning, and we'll get there over the off season. Do you think Latrell would be a good option once his break even comes down? Yeah, for sure, man. For sure. All right, what else we got? Just a couple more. Those that are here. Any good half pickups? Cleary, Hines, and wing fullback. And Burton, but I'd rather play him in centers. Yeah, like DCE, Moses, Brown, those types of guys. I know Karaz isn't a clear sell, but what about him to Lolo? If you can do that straight up, that's sweet. Jamie for Tigers coach. Hey, look, if you like my analysis, I'm sure I could be a decent people manager, that's for sure. Complete general fancy, Dylan Brown and Reed ins this week. Already have Reece Robson. Yeah, sweet. Last couple, what do we got here? What do you do for work, my bro? I'm a personal trainer, and I make 2 videos a day for you guys. So this is the favorite bit. I'd like to do this full time eventually. It is DA, like the rappers DA Panda, not DA. Oh, Da. Okay, Da Panda. Here we go. Last couple. Great chat. Love the glasses. Thanks, Mum. There you go. Give Mum some love. She come in the last minute. Clemmer, anyone other more better? More better. Now we're speaking good English. Jay Chema, bro, thanks for the vid and all the help. Appreciate it. Also, let's go with the Cowboys. Yeehaw. Hell yeah. Maybe Gutho this week. He's a potential decent option. Oh, Nate, you didn't have to do me like that at the end, did you? Up the Celtics. Rude. No 200 today. We can't finish on that. Can we have one good question at least? Is 12 trades being just inside the 5,000 good? I think it is fine. I was pretty close to that, to be honest. All right, that's it. Nate, you ticked me off. Up the Celtics. Anyway, that's all, guys. Thanks so much for being here. I appreciate you, all of you guys. We had over 100 the whole time, pretty much. So thank you so much for being here. We're going to jump into trades video tomorrow. And I think that'll be it. I think we'll be set, right? We've got all the content out. Let me know in the comments if there's anything I've missed. If you have any other questions, or if you see this, obviously, after the live stream, that'll be sick. And jump in and ask your question away. Thanks so much for being here. We'll catch you in the next one, guys. Cheers.